Hey, my name is Nate Bryant. I'm a host for 104.9 Virgin Radio, and today I am joined by Murriel Mapa. Mapa, man, this is the second take we did because for some reason my mind keeps wanting to say Mapa.
Totally fine.
You may know Murriel better as Naked and Frayed, or by your hashtag Embroidmonton, which you started. You kicked that off.
I did, yeah. Just thought it'd be really funny to merge two things that I love, Edmonton and embroidery.
What was like the first thing where you were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make that?
It was definitely the Walterdale. Yeah, it was the Walterdale Bridge. Actually, I brought the first piece I ever did.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so this is the piece that started off Embroidmonton.
And it's fall too. That is so gorgeous.
I just thought it was a great way to capture my city, and especially in my favorite season.
I think that's one of the coolest parts about Embroidmonton is it highlights some of the cooler places that we have around Edmonton.
Exactly.
And I do want to get into those places.
Yes.
But first, I want to ask, how did you start embroidery?
Pandemic. 2020. What was I doing? I was sitting at home, binging every show, and like everybody else was like, I should stop.
You gotta pick up a hobby.
I should pick up a hobby.
It's that feeling we all eventually got, which was a little bit of guilt. Like, man, this is so much free time. Maybe I shouldn't just use it to catch up on every show.
100%. And a friend of mine gave me this embroidery kit off of Etsy, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do this. And I YouTubed some things, and I was like, hey, how do I even like put the fabric in the hoop?
Yeah.
And I was halfway through it, and I was like, I don't want this to end. I don't want this to be done. I love this. Like, this is actually so cool. And then I ordered another kit off of Etsy, and another, and another. And then eventually I was like, I could probably make my own.
It goes from like a learning hobby to like the point of confidence where you're like, oh, now I can create with it.
Exactly. And then, you just pick it up.
I printed out some of my favorite Edmonton spots that you've embroidered.
Sweet.
And I thought we could go through and you could tell me if you've got a specific memory tied to these locations.
Oh, I like that.
Black Dog.
Actually, I did a new-ish one, so it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
Wow, look at that detail.
Actually, the owner of the Black Dog just bought that one. So yeah, the Black Dog was one of my first bars I went to when I turned legal. I think everyone had that.
That's a very
that
Edmontonian memory.
Yeah, it was either the Strathcona or it was the Black Dog. So
more, it's almost like the memory really is more the outside, because on the inside, it's just...
You don't remember.
Yeah, you don't. If you're having a good night, you don't remember.
Exactly.
The Neon Light Museum.
I mean, it's my backyard.
Really?
We live pretty close to there.
You're right by Rogers Place too there.
Right by Rogers Place.
Is that a future Embroidmonton?
I've always had this kind of controversial idea because I love gritty.
Whoa!
So I always thought it'd be really funny to do like a gritty piece, and he's like breaking into the Rogers Place.
No, but gritty.
I just love gritty.
I mean, listen, with all due respect to Hunter the Lynx, right? Like, he is terrifying.
He's got nothing on gritty though.
The Garneau Theater.
No, yeah, I love the Garneau. My friends and I used to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show every single Halloween. I just love supporting that theater.
Did you ever go to one of the screenings of The Room?
Oh yeah.
I've never been.
I've never been. I feel like that's like a quintessential Edmonton thing.
Right?
You have to.
All right, well, I've got the Princess Theater.
I'm actually doing a piece of like the inside of the theater because it's so like Wes Anderson-esque.
Yes.
With like the
when you
red.
walk down.
Yeah, when you walk down. I always thought it'd be really cool, so I'm actually working on a piece of the inside.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so hopefully that turns out. I've never done anything like that before.
Like an inside, yeah. It's like it's a whole, but that's the thing. We were talking about this hobby and like it's so cool to see it grow, and now it's like you're trying out a whole new landscape on the inside.
Exactly.
Do you have any Edmonton locations earmarked?
I would love to do like a U of A piece, because the campus is so gorgeous that I would love to do something from the U of A. All the historical buildings as much as I can. I mean, I just did the El Mirador that's gone now. Oh, yeah. So yeah, like things that maybe aren't standing anymore, I'd love to pay tribute to those.
Do we have a Talus Dome one?
We do. That was one of my Embroidmonton monster ones.
Oh yeah!
And one of the monsters is like taking the balls away as like a souvenir. And
so it's like a fantasy too.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought the Talus balls was such a like dividing art structure in Edmonton. People either love it or hate it.
Oh yeah.
And you're not like, you know what? It's cool. It's Edmonton. We're weird.
The coolest things about Edmonton are the weird things.
And no one really understands, but we love it anyway.
What else do you have for us?
This is Empress piece that I have not finished or started yet, but it's the bones. This is how it starts.
It literally starts with just the line work,
It starts with just line work, and then I just fill it in like a coloring book. And then I've got a princess piece that I'm working on. So this is kind of like how it starts.
So that's it, like right in the middle of the process.
Yeah.
Wow. You look behind and you realize like, oh my God, this is all that goes into it. We see the little loops, but like it's just a fray of knots in the back.
It's a mess. Yeah, here's another like pretty good example of like,
yeah, look at that.
Bit of a mess. Sometimes the backs are like my favorite part because you're just like, look at all that thread I used.
It's like you get to take a moment for your own work. You're like, look at what I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Where would you like to see this go?
Like, I'm honestly just happy people like it. That never wears away for me. I don't take that for granted, that people want to take my art and put it in their houses or give it to people. Like, so personal. I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I won't put something in my house that I don't love.
Yeah.
You know, I buy art because I love art.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can tell that we love art in my home.
Adam Sandler.
This is actually our only piece of embroidery art. I wanted to make sure it was in the shot.
I love it.
For it.
And your partner made that?
Yeah, actually, no, my partner is just obsessed with Adam Sandler. So Murriel, where can people find you?
I'm at Naked and Frayed on Instagram, and then
the hashtag Embroidmonton is the best.
Embroidmonton is the best way to find me.
These ones.
Yeah, and a couple pieces I showed today will be at the Royal Alberta Museum gift shop.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you know when they're gonna be popping up?
Probably end of April, beginning of May.
All right, end of April, beginning of May. Go check out some of her pieces in the Royal Alberta Museum. Otherwise, of course, find her on Instagram at Naked and Frayed. And thank you again so much for coming in, Murriel.
Thank you, Nate.